Moonshiners Season 14, Episode 7, titled Very Dangerous Business, in which Mark and Digger enlist Amanda Bryant to turn poison berries into premium liquor. A light mist clings to the hollers as the camera pans through dense underbrush. Mark Ramsey and Digger Maines, longtime partners in shine and mischief, are crouched near a tangled thicket of vines. Their breath fogs in the cold mountain air. "You see that purple sheen?" Digger whispers, "That ain't your average blackberry." Mark squints. "Nope, that's pokeberry. Deadly if you eat it wrong. But old-timers used to swear there's ways to tame it." Cut to confessional. Digger, with a sly grin, "They ain't out here looking to kill nobody. But sometimes danger makes the best shine. We got a theory. If you can extract the flavor without the toxin, you might just have the most exotic liquor in Appalachia. But they're no chemists, and pokeberries aren't something you mess with lightly. That's where Amanda Bryant comes in, distiller, herbalist, and Appalachian folk medicine enthusiast. With a background in both traditional shine and botanical alchemy, Amanda's the only person Mark and Digger trust to experiment with something this risky. Amanda's home is tucked in the woods, blending seamlessly with the natural world. Part cabin, part distillery, part herbal apothecary. Inside, the place smells of pine resin and wildflowers. Beakers and copper still pots sit beside jars of dried herbs. As Mark and Digger unload a bucket of dark, ripe pokeberries onto her wooden table, Amanda raises an eyebrow. "Amanda, you boys bringin' me poison and expectin' a miracle, Digger. You're the miracle worker. We just bring the problems." Amanda laughs but turns serious as she begins inspecting the berries. Amanda, to camera. "Pokeberries are dangerous, no doubt. The raw juice is toxic. But native tribes used it medicinally. If we extract just the aroma and leave the glycoproteins behind, there might be something special here." She agrees to take on the challenge, but only if she leads the process. Amanda dons gloves and begins the careful task of separating the skins from the seeds, where most of the toxins are concentrated. The crew sets up a small test still. She boils the skins briefly in water to leach out the worst of the poison, then runs a low-temp distillation to capture only the volatile aromatic compounds. "Amanda, what we're looking for is the nose. That earthy, tangy scent with a hint of wild grape. We ain't after the juice, just the soul of the berry." Mark and Digger, usually quick to dive into a batch, are visibly nervous this time. As Amanda fires up the still, they stand back, letting her work. "Mark, this ain't your average apple pie moonshine. This is high-stakes chemistry." Digger, "We blow this, we could end up blind. Or dead." Amanda distills the pokeberry infusion slowly, separating fractions with precision. After 3 hours, they have a half pint of translucent, floral-scented distillate. Scene 4. The tasting takes time to test their creation. Amanda dilutes a thimble's worth and lets it breathe. The aroma is unlike anything they've ever smelled. Musky, floral, with a strange mineral note. They each take the tiniest sip. The flavor is sharp, with a bitter undertone that rounds into something reminiscent of elderflower and clove. Digger, "That's weird, but good weird." Mark, "It's like licking the mountain itself." Amanda grins. Amanda, "Safe too. I ran tests on the distillate. 0 detectable toxins." The trio decide to mix the pokeberry distillate into a neutral corn base to create a premium infusion. Amanda suggests adding a few botanicals, sassafras, wild ginger, and a touch of honeysuckle to balance out the bitterness. Scene 5. Backwoods branding with a successful batch on hand, The trio brainstorms marketing. This won't be your standard mason jar back porch shine. Amanda proposes naming it Devil's Kiss, in homage to the plant's dangerous nature and seductive flavor. Amanda: it's risky, rare, and rebellious, just like the people who want to drink it. Digger: hell, if it don't kill ya, it'll probably sell out. They design a black matte bottle with a crimson wax seal, complete with a warning label. Distilled under expert supervision. Do not attempt at home. Scene 6. The test marketh next step is getting Devil's Kiss into the hands of discerning drinkers. Amanda suggests a local speakeasy-style bar in Asheville that caters to connoisseurs of craft spirits. Amanda: these folks drink moonshine out of crystal glasses and talk about terroir. Let's see what they think. At the tasting event, the bar owner is skeptical until he takes a sip. Then his eyes light up. What is this? It's like a forest in a glass. Within 2 hours, the bar places a bulk order, 20 bottles at $60 each. A high-end moonshine, made from a toxic berry? It's so crazy, it just might work. Scene 7. Trouble brews back in Tennessee about the new shine. Not everyone is thrilled. An old rival moonshiner named Curtis Buckshot Bryant, no relation to Amanda, hears the rumors and calls it snake oil for city slickers. Buckshot: you can't drink poison and call it premium. That ain't moonshining, that's sorcery. He warns the trio that messing with dangerous ingredients brings heat from the feds. And sure enough, later that week, a marked black SUV is spotted parked half a mile from Amanda's cabin. Scene 8. The cleanup Amanda, Mark, and Digger meet late at night to discuss options. Amanda's still is dismantled and buried under a top, just in case. They stash the remaining bottles in a hidden root cellar. Mark: we played with fire. Time to stop the forest from burning. Amanda suggests pausing production for now. They've made their point. Mountain ingenuity, when paired with scientific care, can create something truly unique. But no shine is worth jail time. Final scene. Back at the Holler, Mark and Digger are back at their usual still site, boiling a classic batch of peach brandy. The camera catches them laughing, sipping, and reflecting. Digger: that berry liquor was something, wasn't it, Tim? Mark: yeah. Wild as a bobcat in church. But I'm glad we lived to tell the tale. Amanda pulls up in her beat-up truck, tosses them a single bottle of Devil's Kiss, and winks. Amanda: one last for the road. Keep it for special occasions or enemies. As the sun sets over the hills, the trio clinks glasses and drinks, a toast to the risky business of mountain magic. End credits roll with classic Appalachian fiddle music. Episode highlights: experimental distilling. First-time attempt at pokeberry infusion for male expertise. Amanda Bryant leads the process with botanical skill high stakes, real tension around toxicity, law enforcement, and rivalry successful innovation. Devil's Kiss becomes a premium hit foreshadowing. Trouble from the Law and Buckshot may return later. Would you like a follow-up episode outline or a character profile for Amanda Bryant? The Appalachian sun barely crests over the ridge when the camera cuts to Mark and Digger's still site, hidden deep in a laurel-thick hollow where the dew still clings to every leaf like it's guarding secrets. Mark leans over a mason jar filled with what looks like blackberry mash, his brow furrowed with concern. Well, Digger, he says, wiping sweat off his brow, this ain't your regular old fruit brandy. Digger, ever the thoughtful craftsman, tilts the jar under the sunlight. The dark purple mash glows slightly, unnervingly. That's 'cause it ain't, he says. Them berries there, they's poison. Opening sequence rolls. Moonshiners title card cuts in with the sound of a sharpened blast and the thump of a copper still heating up. Act 1. A dangerous idea back at the shed. The two seasoned shiners sit around a makeshift table plotted with fermentation logs and berry-stained gloves. The camera pans over a bushel of berries, dark, inky purple, with a sheen that says wild, but a hint that whispers danger. Choke cherries? The producer asks off camera. No. Digger replies. These here are pokeberries. Mean little buggers. Mark leans in. We heard tale from an old-timer down in Johnson County. Swore on his granny's grave that a fella distilled 'em once and made the smoothest liquor this side of heaven, if you do it right. But if you do it wrong... Digger trails off, making a choking motion. That's when Digger pulls out a burner phone and dials a name we've heard in whispers all season. Amanda Bryant, a fermentation whiz and wild crafting expert from up the Virginia side. Act 2. Amanda enters the Holleran ATV kicks up gravel as Amanda Bryant rolls into camp. Her boots hit the ground with purpose. She's carrying a leather-bound field guide and a backpack that probably has tinctures, hydrometers, and God knows what else. Poisonous berries, huh? She smacks. Y'all really don't believe in doing things the easy way. Amanda flips through her field guide and identifies the berries with certainty. Pokeberries. Definitely toxic raw, but the seeds are the worst part. Remove those, ferment carefully, double distill, and you might just have something wild. Mark looks skeptical. We're not looking to kill nobody, Amanda. Then don't screw up, she answers flatly, unpacking a specialized fruit press and a charcoal filtration setup. Act 3. Science meets the still. The trio sets to work in what can only be described as Appalachian alchemy. Amanda shows them how to macerate the berries while carefully straining out the seeds, like panning for gold in a venom pit. The juice is filtered through activated charcoal before it even hits the mash barrel. They mix in sugar, water, and yeast bred specifically for fruit-based fermentation. The concoction bubbles darkly under the copper lid of a fermentation tank that smells faintly of danger and blackberry jam. If we pull this off, Digger says, we'll have a liquor so rare folks...